You've been there, right? That alarm goes off and you would do just about anything for 5 more minutes of sleep. But what if that sleep just never ended? Today, we're going to dive into that fascinating and frankly pretty terrifying thought experiment.
I mean, it's a little dramatic, sure, but you get it. That feeling when you hit snooze and just sink back into the pillow, it feels like this tiny, perfect little victory. It's one of those simple pleasures we all know. So what happens if you just kept sleeping? Not for another 10 minutes, but for days, weeks, or even longer. Well, that cozy little dream would spiral into a biological nightmare, and fast. Now, before we get to all the grim details, we really need to understand why we sleep in the first place. You know, it's not just about getting rest. It's a fundamental process that keeps us alive and kicking. This is a really crucial point. Sleep isn't just your body's off switch. It's an active biological strategy. It's how our bodies evolved to heal themselves, to process information, and to save energy. It is absolutely essential for our survival.
What's so interesting is how much this varies across the animal kingdom. You can kind of see a trend here. Smaller animals with these super fast metabolisms, like bats, well, they need a whole lot more sleep to recover. Way more than massive animals like elephants.
Okay, so every single day, there's this epic battle raging inside of you between two really powerful forces. On one side, you've got your sleep drive. That's the tired feeling that just builds and builds the longer you're awake. On the other side is your wakefulness drive, which is run by your internal clock. It's what keeps you alert. As the evening rolls around, your brain starts releasing melatonin. That wakefulness drive gets weaker, and finally, the sleep drive wins. All right, so what happens when we totally break this delicate cycle? What if that wakefulness drive just never turns back on? This is where our bodies start to go seriously wrong.
And believe it or not, something a little bit like our thought experiment actually exists. It's a real thing called Kleene-Levin syndrome. People with KLS can have these episodes where they sleep for over 20 hours a day, sometimes for weeks on end. And the wildest part, they often have zero memory of what happened. This gives us a huge clue that really prolonged sleep could have a devastating effect on our ability to form memory.
Now think about this. If you're sleeping all the time, you are also living completely without sunlight, and the consequences of that are pretty severe. Your serotonin levels would just plummet, which raises your risk of depression. Your body would also stop making vitamin D, which is absolutely critical for keeping your bones strong. So your mind and your skeleton would both start to weaken. But you know, a lack of sunlight is really just the beginning. The simple act of staying in bed, of being totally immobile for a long time, it unleashes a whole other level of physical decay. And we know just how bad it gets, all thanks to some extreme experiments run by NASA. So, to figure out the effects of zero gravity on astronauts, NASA actually paid people to stay in bed for 60 straight days. And this wasn't just any bed. It was tilted at a -6-degree angle, so their heads were lower than their feet. It was the perfect way to simulate how fluids shift in your body during space travel. The results were, well, they were a disaster. The participants' muscles just wasted away, their bones lost density, and literally changed their structure. And they started developing insulin resistance, putting them at a higher risk for diabetes. And get this was all while they were awake. Can you imagine these same effects on a body that's totally unconscious and immobile? It's a pretty stark reminder that our bodies are absolutely built to move. Okay, now we're entering the truly horrifying part of this whole thing. The effects of being immobile go way beyond just muscle and bone loss. This is where things build into an absolute nightmare. So while you're lying there, supposedly peaceful and at rest, your body is actually being subjected to a relentless, non-stop assault. The two forces you never even think about, gravity pulling you down into the mattress, and the friction between your skin and the sheets, they become weapons of destruction. When your body can't shift its weight, can't move at all to relieve that constant pressure, well, the damage that happens is the stuff of actual nightmares.
And this is the result. Pressure ulcers, more commonly known as bed sores. Gravity is constantly pressing your body down, squeezing the blood vessels shut over bony areas like your hips, your heels, your back. And when that blood flow is cut off, the tissue can't get any oxygen, can't get any nutrients, it starts to starve, and then it dies.
And a patch of dying skin is really just the beginning. This process escalates into a catastrophic cascading failure that leads to the very, very end. A bed sore gets worse in 4 horrifying stages.
first, it's just a red, painful patch of skin. Then that skin breaks open, blisters form. The wound just keeps getting deeper, eventually exposing the layer of fat underneath. And finally, the damage tunnels all the way down to the muscle, the tendons, and yep, even the bone. Your body literally begins to rot while you sleep. And here's the crucial thing to understand. Your skin isn't just a covering. It is your #1 shield against a world teeming with germs. And with a severe bed sore, that shield is just gone.
So that open wound becomes a superhighway for germs. Microbes from the environment have a direct, all-access pass into your body. If they get into your blood, that's called bacteremia. If they travel up to your brain, it's meningitis. To your heart, endocarditis. These are all catastrophic, life-threatening infections.
And the grim reality is, once those kinds of infections get a foothold in a body that's already weakened by being immobile, death isn't just a possibility. It is an absolute certainty.
And just like that, the innocent little wish for eternal sleep spirals into this grotesque and terrifyingly literal conclusion. You wouldn't just be sleeping forever. You'd be consumed by the very world you were trying to rest from. Kind of makes you think twice about that temptation in the morning, doesn't it? That simple desire to just stay in bed. Well, it holds a much darker potential than any of us could ever imagine.